Hi there. So for tonight in my 31 Days of Horror, day 22 and day 23 to be exact, because I'm reviewing these things out of order. And I watched Halloween H20 20 years later from the Scream, the Scream Factory box set from Halloween, which everybody should own. I'm just going to put it out there. If you're a horror fan, you gotta have that set. You just really do. And Halloween Resurrection, which is much maligned by Halloween fans. So let's talk about both of them. But let's start off with H20. H20 was pretty big in the theaters and did pretty well. Basically, Jamie Lee Curtis came back. Jamie Lee Curtis had not been seen since part 2. That was pretty much her swan song. She'd done a bunch of horror movies. She did the 2 Halloween, she did Prom Night, she did Terror Train. She was pretty done with horror. She moved on. She had a very respectable career, did extremely well, and actually, her nude scene wouldn't come until, actually a non-horror film called Trading Places with Eddie Murphy and Dan Aykroyd. It helped me grow up. But this was her coming back to it. And it was kind of cool. Originally, this movie here was supposed to have been directed by John Carpenter. But he ended up not doing it. It was supposed to be a reunion of Carpenter and Jamie Lee Curtis. Now, unfortunately, it couldn't be a reunion of Deborah Hill because she had passed on. But Steve Miner, the director of Friday the 13th, Part 2 and 3, which I really do enjoy, came on board and took up the helms from John Carpenter and this one here. So this one here basically it's years later, and Jamie Lee Curtis' character of Laurie Strode has faked her death, as we all know, and has changed her name to Carrie Tate, which we didn't know. She has a son named John, and basically he's 17 now, the same age that she was when she re-met her brother again, who tried to kill her. So the basic idea behind this one is, we've got her as a headmistress of this kind of posh school, and the school is out far away from society. It's out on its own. You got to drive into town to get stuff. It's gated. It's perfect for somebody that wants to be lost, and that's pretty much what Jamie Lee Curtis' character wants. She wants to be lost. She's had a mess of a life. Her husband and her are split. It wasn't an amicable split. She's been, she's been drinking a lot. She's tried 12-step programs. She's tried all kinds of stuff. Nothing's working. She just can't get the thought of Michael Myers someday coming back. And it haunts her. And it ruins her relationship with her son. It ruins her relationships with trusting people around her. We get to see Jamie Lee Curtis' mom as the secretary in this one. Janet Leigh. In it, we also see the car from Psycho. It's in the background if you see the last scene that Janet Leigh is in. She actually mirrors the Sheriff Brackett comment of everybody deserves one scare. It's Halloween. The movie itself, there's a lot of tributes back to the original first Halloween films. The film itself, although it's credited to what's the writer's name again? Robert Zappia and Matt Greenberg. Kevin Williamson actually worked on this film, but Robert Zappia I think he wouldn't have there would have been a lawsuit if they wanted to say this, from the guy that brought you Scream in Dawson's Creek. Well, from the guy that brought you Scream, Halloween H2O, because he did do a draft on this one here, and in it he did include the Jamie Lloyd character. Of course, she was dead from the last one, but there's a scene that was written on the script that never made it to that basically where Jamie Carrie / Laura hears them talking about her the Haddonfield massacre, and Jamie Lloyd is mentioned, and she gets visibly shaken and she goes and throws up. Unfortunately, that's not in the film. It would have tied everything together, but at the end of the day, they tried to take all the backstory out of it and just go on. I'm getting squeaky mess here. Did you hear that? What is it? Oh. And anyway, so it turns out that it's they decide not to go with it. But this is from the new set. I have not watched the making of this one yet, which I really should, because I'm actually watching this later on tonight. There's a making of Halloween H20. There's actually new commentary on this as well. Some people have complained about commentary, like Jamie Curtis is too reactive, watching the film, like what's going to happen here, what's going to happen here, type of thing. But Jamie Curtis has been out of the genre for quite a while. She came back. She did a lot of stuff that she did for charity, especially when she did when she came back and did the night, the commentary, and she did the one horror convention that she would do. She did that, for very selfless reasons, for charity, and she gets ragged on sometimes, but I don't think she should. But basically, that's the movie. So her son is supposed to be going away to Yosemite with the rest of the class, but four classmates stay behind. One is played by Michelle Williams, now of course Academy nominated Michelle Williams. And Michael Myers shows up, all havoc breaks loose, and at the end of it, what happens? Well, off with the head. And determined to stop Michael, she slices the head off. So that seems pretty definitive. That seems pretty definite. That's like my better half looked at me and she said, how the hell did he come back from that one? Well, when I saw this in theater, spoiler alert, there's a scene before she chops the head off where when she says the name Michael, immediately Michael has an extremely strange reaction for Michael Myers and puts his hands to his head like this and to the hair. And it's not something Michael would do, really. But what it is, it's something that somebody that just realized they're under a mask and weren't actually aware of it would do. Yeah. We'll get to that in the next one. So what did I think of H20? The score for the film was okay. It didn't have the classic Halloween score for most of it. It kept it till the end of the film, and then it really brought it forward. There's a scene in the movie, and my better half said it too, that she said that there's a scene where she makes them leave, and she shuts the gate, grabs an axe, and starts walking back towards Michael, because she's going to end this. And she's like, this is the best scene of the movie. This is the scene of the film. And I had to agree. It was a really great scene. We had some great casts in this. We got Adam Arkin, LL Cool J, Josh Hartnett's first big film. Anyway, and Michelle Williams, and probably some more actors that I'm not thinking of. Chris Durand played Michael in this one here, and he did okay. I mean, however, Michael did not seem menacing to me in this film, not much at all. He's walking around, and they're trying to like kind of emulate the whole idea of him like showing up anywhere type of thing. Except we're not seeing him showing up anywhere. We're seeing him walk past the guard. We're seeing him come around the corner. So the jump isn't there, and I don't mean like a cheap jump scare, but that whole like eerie boogeyman type of feel isn't there. He's very much steeped in the reality that this is a person in a mask that could actually be killing people type of thing, which should seem scary. But for me, it doesn't. I mean, the movie itself is extremely competently made. Jamie Lee Curtis does an amazing job in this film. She acts fantastic. She really does. I found the characters in the film, by far and large, most of them, to be extremely likable. LL Cool J's character is sort of comic relief, and he's fun, and he does well with the role that he has to do. This is a very well-made film, but it's not a scary film. Not for me. Now, I think she found it scarier than I did, but she's not horror movies aren't kind of her thing. What did you think?
It was alright.
Thank you for that deep analysis. It was all right. No, but is there anything that I'm not missing? That I'm missing in this movie? She's busy. But yeah, she sat down and she watched the two of them with me, which surprised me actually. I thought she was gonna go on her iPad or go on her computer, but she actually sat down and watched this movie.
And that's it. We're done.
I've got another day of Halloween yet, and I got more left to this night to watch. I enjoyed the film. It was fun. Not scary, but fun. It was a decent follow-up to the first two Halloweens, but it did not have the scares or the fear or the pacing seemed to be kind of off. The pacing seemed to be off in this one. I really didn't find any point in the movie when I was actually afraid, or there was no point in the movie when I actually became afraid for the lives of the people in the film. You could tell it was pretty much telegraphed exactly who was going to die and who was going to live. The only surprise in who lived, when the first time I saw this, was LL Cool J, because I thought his character was dead, and I was kind of sad about that. And I was sad about when Arkin died too. But yeah, it's a decent movie, but it's not one of the better Halloween movies. I think it's actually an overrated Halloween movie when you look at it again now. Jamie Lee Curtis came back, but that was it. And I got to say, I have to kind of thank Karate Popcorn on here because it was part of like reading a post that she did on Facebook about the fact that they skipped over and went right to Resurrection or something like that. And she was upset about that. I was like, well, it could have been Rob Zombie's Halloween. And then so she asked me, they asked me like, would you rather watch Rob Zombie's Halloween or Halloween Resurrection, which is considered the worst of the films? Well, I can say, and I can answer that question there, Karate Popcorn. This. I'd rather watch this. I would much, much rather watch this. Halloween Resurrection is not a stellar film, or not a gigantically amazing Halloween film. But how is it as a slasher film? I'm a slasher fan, and does it fit in the whole Halloween concept? Actually, it does. It does more so than many of them. We have quite a cast here. Katie Sackhoff, Battlestar Galactica fame, is a young Katie Sackhoff. Actually, is in this movie here. Tyra Banks, Busta Rhymes. We'll get to him afterwards. We've got Sean Patrick Thomas, right? Yes, Sean Patrick Thomas is in it. Tommy C. Nichols. There's like a lot of big actors in this one here. So basically, we have the guy from American Pie. We got the guy from the what's the name of that? Saved Last Dance, is that the dancing movie? Stepping Up. He did one of the dancing movies. Sean Patrick, the cook guy. Yeah, he's one of those movies with what's her name? Anyway, so he did one of the dancing films. I can't remember which one else. One of the teen dancing, like big things. And not like I don't watch those things. I've watched them before, so I'm not. Obviously, I know, but I just can't remember the name of the film. Tyra Banks, we got in here. Jamie Lee Curtis. And I honestly, it was nice. Jamie Lee Curtis kind of wears, I think it's a wig, actually. But it makes her look more like Laurie from Part 2. When, of course, she wore a wig in that one as well. And she's a bit haggard, and she's in an asylum. And it's explained that she crushed the larynx of the, he crushed the larynx, Mike Mars did, of an ambulance attendant that was coming by, and put him in the outfit and basically changed outfits with him. And she actually sliced the head off the wrong person. If you watch the ending of this one here, it's telegraphed. This seems like when you're watching this movie and you probably haven't watched them back to back, it would seem like this came out of nowhere. But if you watch this movie, you can tell that it's not Michael Myers. The way he gets up, the way he moves, he doesn't move like Michael. He doesn't react like Michael, and it's pretty obvious. Michael's done this. And what makes this genius is that when Laurie comes and she sets up this thing, and people get upset with the fact Laurie gets killed in this one, that she sets this up. Why would she stop? Michael goes and puts his hands on his face like it's not him. Like, oh no, you're going to kill the wrong person again. But Michael's done this to her before. And Michael is known from the very first Halloween film, when he kills all of her friends, he places them around. he plays games. Michael, that's the thing. Michael stalks. Michael's a stalker, and he plays games to create fear and doubt in his victims. He's always done that. So when this happens in Halloween Resurrection, it's nothing new. It's classic standard Michael, which a lot of people don't get when they're watching the film. And is Jamie Lee Curtis's character of Laurie Strode, is she stupid for doing this? No, she has beheaded a guy, the wrong guy, before. So even if there's an iota of doubt at all, she is, at the end of the day, a good person. She's not the serial killer that Michael Myers is. So she will check. Anybody that has gone through this would check. And that's what makes this probably the best sequence of the entire film. Because we're also introduced to this kind of character named Harold, I think his name is. And he's obsessed with serial killers. And he's talking about John Wayne Gacy, and he's spouting out like John Wayne Gacy facts. And he will later go on to spout out afterwards, when Michael gives him the knife pretty much to set him up, Michael Myers facts. And it works really well as an opening. Already there's a better pace and more suspense in this one here than there was in the entirety of the last film. We've gotten a really good scene with Jamie Lee Curtis, and now we're on to something different. And this is where it lost a lot of people. We're introduced to a new cast. They've stacked the cast with a lot of young teen actors. They've put in a couple like famous. So we've got, again, LL Cool J was in the last one, so let's put Busta Rhymes in this one. Busta Rhymes was known by the daughter of Mustafa Akkad, and she was a fan, and that was one of the reasons that he got put in the film. Tara Banks, of course, was a famous model and actress, more famous model than actress, and so we have a basic cast that are all getting together to do this internet reality show. Now this is at the start of reality TV, so this idea is that they all wear cameras, they all go into the Myers home, and it's Dangertainment. That's what it's called. It's Dangertainment, and they're gonna explore the Myers house for the night, find all kinds of clues to why Myers is the way that he is. Now Busta Rhymes has already gone in there ahead of time and made all this kind of stuff that's ridiculous, like say, oh, this is why Myers is like this, just for fun, to scare people, to get viewers, to get money, to get revenue. And there's a genius scene where when the cameraman gets killed. And if you know horror a lot, and especially British horror, you're going to get this scene right away. The scene with the cameraman is a throwback. It's a homage to, well, Peeping Tom. It's if you've ever seen Peeping Tom, it's about a cameraman that kills, and he films his victims as he kills them, and what he uses is he has this kind of knife thing on the end of the camera, there, like where the stand is. Thank you. See, tripod. Now she can speak. So yeah, that scene is taken right from Peeping Tom, and I like that. I like the fact that they throw in a few different homages to like early Halloween films too, and a couple other films. Now, most people's problem with this film is they found most of the cast kind of blah, and they were not fans of Busta Rhymes. Here's the thing. I think the movie moved at a fairly quick pace. The idea behind the Dangertainment, the different cameras, I thought that was actually really cool. And your words when you were watching was...
Oh, jeez. Yeah. Well, it speaks a day. It's the movie... I don't care if people say it's bad or not. It is bad, I agree. But the concept works today.
Yeah, it works.
Just as much as it worked 10 years ago.
Probably more so.
Yeah.
Although some of the technology can seem out of date right now.
Well, they had shitty cameras, that's for sure.
But they would, and that's the thing. And this is not a great movie, but it's fun. It's a fun movie. I was never bored with the film. I didn't mind Busta Rhymes. He was very funny. He was cheesy. His kung fu, that Chun-Li, that whole thing that he did there, that was Busta Rhymes. That wasn't like a script thing. That was Busta Rhymes. That was his thing. He did that. Uh, I don't even think the character. I don't think this an actor that actually existed. I mean, I think he actually just went with that. Um, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure when I was watching something in this earlier on that was something that he did. Uh, but it was fun. I mean, I had fun with this movie. The kills were pretty fun. Uh, the cast were a bunch of like knowns or soon to be knowns, like Katie Sackhoff, and it's cheesy. It's not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. Or maybe not even a really good movie, but it's a fun movie. It's a slasher movie. You go into this. Most people go into a Halloween movie sometimes expecting like an upper echelon of of the slasher genre, and I'm here to like give a wake up call to anybody that watches Halloween or are fans like me. This is the eighth installment in a franchise that had some pretty bad installments. I enjoy them all. I enjoy every single one of them of the original franchise. But for the eighth installment of a film, this isn't bad. I mean, I've seen Jason Takes Manhattan. I've seen what came after that. Uh, I saw Freddy's Dead, the sixth installment of a movie. Just going totally off the rails. This is not bad. It's not a bad. Would you say this is a bad film?
It's not that bad.
It's not. This is not what people say it is. It's not as horrible as people say it is. It's like, oh my God, this is the most atrocious thing. How can they call this Halloween? Because Michael Myers is in it. Because he kills people. Because he's stalking again the way that he should be. We have Laurie Strode in a really good opening sequence. That sequence is really well done. And she came back to kill off her character. And she did. She kills off her character. She does a good job. The director of this one, by the way, is Rick Rosenthal. He directed the second one, which is one of my favorite films in the series. And people say, well, Rick Rosenthal didn't do all the stuff because John Carpenter came in and directed stuff in the second one. Yes, but John Carpenter came in and directed some of the bloodier stuff in the second one. Rick Rosenthal wanted to go with more of a suspenseful type of thing. Rick Rosenthal is one of those directors that wants to do more, kind of do some different stuff. And he wanted to it this way. He wanted to do more with the cameras. He wanted to make it more interactive. At the end of the day, they didn't let him do that, and he made the best film he could. And Halloween Resurrection, you get a bad rap. You're not that bad. H20 and Halloween Resurrection. Those are the two Halloween films I watched. Day 22, Day 23. Now, right now, my throat's going. I got to get some tea. Say hello to my better half who's over there on her computer. Our cat there that's watching her, and me, who's right now gonna put these back in the Scream Factory Halloween box set that every one of you guys should have. Because right now, I'm out of here. Have a great night. Enjoy your weekend, and remember, it's Halloween.